So my name is Dr. Alexis Lewis. Some of my previous work, or how this all got started, is with my master's degree. I looked at leadership in wildland firefighting and looking at what are those great decision makers, what do they do, what are some of those qualities, how can we develop that? And what we saw is that really great leaders are those who reflect on themselves, others, and the environment, taking a second to step back and do that. But we started looking at the best decision makers, and what we found is that they are very balanced. They use both their prefrontal cortex up front and that thinking part of the brain and that emotional side and that limbic system part of the brain in a very balanced fashion. And so that's why we developed S.H.A.R.P from. Well, what S.H.A.R.P is it's a combination of mindfulness and self-compassion. It takes you through 5 steps where each letter of S.H.A.R.P stands for a piece of what you're supposed to be doing. S stands for stop, H is hear, A is act, R is respond, and P is person. So I approached the Adventure Leadership Institute, seeing the commonalities between wildland firefighting and also facilitators, outdoor trip leaders, what they deal with, and saying, hey, can we see some similarities here, because I wanted to see it expanded. So I approached them about using S.H.A.R.P and seeing if it could do anything for them in kind of a pilot study.
So I think it's really important with our trip leaders and our facilitators that they understand the importance of and are able to make good decisions in stressful situations. The reality of their jobs is that without the ability to do that, the consequences are often pretty high. So we want to make sure that they have those skills, that they can take care of those sorts of things when they need to as their job dictates. So when Dr. Lewis approached us with the S.H.A.R.P model, we took our trip leaders and our facilitators and we split them into 2 different groups. Within those groups, one group got S.H.A.R.P training, one group did not get the S.H.A.R.P training, and then we asked the students to go ahead and reflect on that training. And through that reflection, it was evident which group had received the S.H.A.R.P and which had not in terms of their decision making in stressful and potentially dangerous situations.
The ideas and principles behind S.H.A.R.P are something that I use as a trip leader and in my adventures every day. Well, whether it's using S.H.A.R.P or other ALI models, I feel like when I'm using these, it's really important that I do take that moment to figure out what's going on. Especially when I'm out kayaking, it's really good to take a moment and make sure you're okay with what's going on, because once you're on the river, it is a very fast-paced, moving environment, much like it is when I am a trip leader.
Yeah, I would say that the concept of S.H.A.R.P and kind of the concept of mindfulness, I think the most important part of it is that stop moment, where you take that brief second to just stop and really double check yourself. And I think what I found most is that you go through all those steps really fast in your mind. And it's really that stop portion of it that allows you to go through all those steps. And then you can use that as a double check for your own self, and then figure out how you're going to go on the path from there.
I think that the ALI is uniquely positioned to really help students engage in that process of learning about critical thinking. The idea of problem solving with high consequences, figuring out what the resources are available to them and fixing those problems. I mean, you don't get situations that feel more real or feel more consequential than standing on the side of Mount Hood and trying to decide, should we, continue with the plan or should we turn around? The skills that they practice here are broadly applicable to lots of different areas of their lives. Is it going? Keep it together, okay? You're a professional.